Have you ever written something that was like so ridiculous and so like silly? Because science fiction sometimes can be silly. That you were like, I can't make somebody say this.
Oh, like
a dialogue, like a line of dialogue where you were like, they can't. This is mean. Because I can tell you. Did you write?
This is a good lead up to this. Okay.
We've got violent decompressions are radiating from the port flight pod.
I don't think I did.
I can't get it out of my head. It has been in my head since like...
What is that from? Is that
the
from...
miniseries?
Oh, if it's in the mini, then I wrote it, yeah.
I thought I was going to get fired.
Oh, you're in the Viper looking looking out the window.
So.
You have violent decompressions all along the fight. Yes, I did write that.
And I remember I couldn't say it. And I was like, they're going to find me out.
It's just too much.
They're going to find me out. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I was sitting in the plane in my helmet. And I remember thinking to myself, everyone's staring at me. I'm in a fucking glass bubble right now.
Oh my God.
And I can't get it out of my mind. What am I going to do? And so I asked Reimer, I said, can you please give me the sides and a piece of tape? And he went, yes. And I taped it in front of me. And I did it. But now I can't fucking forget it. I can't forget it. But so is there anything that you've written where you were like, I can't make them say this? And you made them say this?
There were, I know the line that I wrote that I suddenly was embarrassed I'd made them say. That first season on Trek, Sins of the Father was the episode. It's a Worf story. Worf goes back to his homeworld for the first time and has this whole thing about his honor. And I was down on the set and I'm digging it. I was like, it was a big Klingon show. Like, this is kind of cool. We're doing this whole thing. There's Michael Dorn and he has this line in a scene where he discovers one of the other Klingons has betrayed them. And the line is, someone should feed this hatebot to the dogs. Right? And so, action. Someone should feed this hatebot to the dogs. Cut. And Michael immediately goes, you know what? It's a great script, but then somebody writes you a line of dialogue like that, and the whole thing is just so stupid. And he didn't see me, and I was like off camera, I was like, oh, that is a really bad line.
Oh, no.
And I slunk off the stage, and I was like, oh man, that was bad. So I did that. God. But the what you're talking about, Trek kind of probably gave me bad muscles about stuff like that, because that's sort of a classic technobabble line.
Yeah.
And we did so much technobabble on Star Trek where, poor Data or somebody has to, Captain, the warp core, asymmetrical unit is fritzing off I can't even say it, but there would just be these lines of almost indecipherable nonsense tech that characters had to say, with a straight face that there was real science. And we just did it all the time. So I didn't even bat an eye when I wrote that line for you. It was just, yeah.
I think I've gotten so good at like scientific, I call it mumbo jumbo, because I don't know what it means. I try to make it make sense.
Yeah.
Because then
you have to sell it.
Because then I at least try to kind of understand it in my head. But some of the lines, like, there were doozies on Star Wars where I was like, somebody I don't know how I'm going to get through this one.
And it was a crutch at Star Trek, to be honest. There were times when there were certain scenes were more just about rhythm than anything else. And you'd get into a scene, you're on the bridge and there's a crisis going on, and Picard says, Mr. Data, can you tech the tech? And I would write the word tech. The writer, you could just put the word tech in it.
And then they'd figure it out.
And they'd figure it out later. But then you have this page of dialogue as a writer that's like, Mr. Data, can you tech the tech on the warp drive? Captain, there's a theory that if we teched the outer part of the tech, it might actually work. Geordi, but Data, if you tech the tech too high, the tech will explode. Riker, we shouldn't try to tech the Captain. Well, I think we're going to try. Mr. Data, tech the tech. Because it's really just all about the rhythm of that scene, really.
I want to see the entire episode of just them saying tech.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to see that.
Happened all the time.
Oh, my God. I love that.